Hey guys, welcome to episode 1 of Cubed, a Marvel Snap podcast where we talk about just Marvel Snap from ordinary guys, not top players, not bottom players, just players in general that enjoy the game. So today, we are going to start discussions with the previous card of the week, which was Grandmaster. So this card says move one of your other on reveal cards wherever you played this card to the middle location and the ability happens again. How have you guys fared with this card this past week?
Don, you want to go first? Okay, I'll go then.
Yeah, so
Oh, there you go.
Go ahead, Don.
oh yay. So yeah, no, this card was definitely a fun card. Wasn't the best card that I've seen. I did have a lot of fun playing with it, just messing with people. Um, the ability for it to do its move and on reveal really kind of spiced up a couple of decks. I know that for instance, I really enjoyed playing with Master Mold this past week. It was a lot of fun to just see the frustration on people's face when you Master Mold, put two Sentinels with their hand, and all of a sudden now they got four. Uh, really kind of spiced up an old deck that really needed a little love. Overall, had a great time with it, though nothing special, I would say.
Okay, so it was very a kind of a really weird tech card, right? Whereas you could add it to any deck, and you were saying you use Master Mold. Sorry, am I coming in clearly?
hmm
Okay,
All
so
right,
yeah, so you use it
sorry,
in
I'm
your
having a little connection issue here.
yeah, no problem. So you use it in a Master Mold deck, correct?
I did, correct.
Okay, and there will
I'm
be,
sorry.
since this is live, there will be technical difficulties. That's we've known this to happen, so it's nothing special. But yeah, Master Mold is very. What would you guys say about Master Mold in general? Because he is not really a well known card, and for you to actually have success with it is actually it's actually interesting because Grandmaster just activating another on reveal card. That's kind of I don't know it's kind of a weird to see that it like one card can make a deck better, right? That much better.
hmm
So what's your thoughts
Yeah,
on Ronin?
It is definitely,
I was a fan
yeah,
of
it's
Ronin way
definitely weird
before
that a
this
single
card could
card.
come out. Like I wanted to play it, and no matter what I did, it never freaking worked. So it bothered me a lot. And I was like, I just want to be able to like run this idea where you're able to just fill this hand up. They can't do anything. You do that with Black Widow, but it always felt like no matter what you did, it didn't do it. And then when this card came out, it was fun to finally actually run a deck that was smooth with it. So I was super pumped to see how well it just took Grandmaster to that next level because yeah, you completely filled their hand and they were just sitting there. A lot of times they would retreat before turn 4 even came in because you already started that momentum and they couldn't do anything about it. So unless you're running like against a discard deck, you pretty much owned that match right off the rip. So if you could snap early, it was just like a success. So I loved it.
How about yourself, Don? Like,
Yeah, no,
yeah, how
yeah,
did you
I
fare
had a
with
good
it?
time with it. I felt like that with this deck, it really had been missing something for a long time. The idea of playing with Ronin had always been intriguing, but really, he just never had enough to keep stuff in the deck. Even with the Master Mold, with the first couple times you use it, you see that, like, yeah, you get two of them, but that's just not enough to stop people. So as you're watching their deck and you watch it get a little bit lower, you can add two more, and then throw in addition to that, a Baron or a Black Widow makes a real difference in just clogging up their hand with them not having the ability to uh, really do anything. And you could see it because, man, I've gotten so many retreats this past week. People just all of a sudden they can't play anything. They're done. So it's been fun to play with that. It's been fun to kind of mess with people in a different way. It's a clog deck, but more of a hand clog versus like the board clog.
Oh, okay. So, how about you, Dakota? Like, what decks have you tried him in that have shown success for you?
So I used a junk deck to kind of bring myself into Infinite this season, and that's the one that runs Sentry, Annihilus, some Thor action, and it was fun to be able to spice up Thor. If you wanted to get two Mjolnirs, it was fun to throw them into that lane, or even two Sentries to really just destroy the right lane with the Void. There's a lot of spice to that. I noticed as I was playing with that, though, I would get overconfident because I'm like, I got two Mjolnirs that's going to come out here. There's no way they can stop this. And then I would get Elias, and that was the end of that. So I had to really like start to change my main end goal, and it actually brought Galactus into play again. But besides that, I really had a fun time kind of playing the same deck that I really had fun with, getting into Infinite and staying out there with that. Again, like I already mentioned, the Master Mold deck has been an absolute blast. You really get to kind of just take over, and then you have the Baron when you're throwing that positive six, just all their cards are six cost. You pretty much stop them too, so it was fun. But I just really had a good time. Finally, just junk has been something that I didn't really expect to enjoy as much as I have been, because prior to that, I was all about destroy, or we were running Thanos. Like there's a lot of different things, but having that ability to just double down and move it to the middle gave me a lot of mobility in which way I wanted to go. And so for me, I had a great time with junk. I think that was my favorite so far.
Okay, so as for myself, I think I've had the most success with Grandmaster using a Surfer deck
Mm.
because with Surfer you have a lot of on reveals, but on top of that, on turn 6 is usually where you drop well, on turn 5 you do Sarah, and then turn 6 you try and do Silver Surfer into maybe a Absorbing Man, and then a Grandmaster or something like that. So you
Hmm.
could actually get 3 power ups utilizing Grandmaster on turn 6. But I think with all the on reveals in a Surfer deck, I find his utility is kind of versatile, and it's a very weird tech card where I think it adds more fun to a deck, but I don't think it's game breaking or what do you call it? It will be like a tier 1 used card or tier 0 or whatever. I think it's like probably like tier 2. I don't know. That's just my summation of how good the card is, because he
Hmm.
doesn't really have power, right? So it's not like he's adding anything with himself. He just has to make other cards better. So it's kind of a dead draw as well, I feel. Like
Yeah.
if you don't have good cards out in your hand already, it's kind of a dead draw.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. There
Definitely,
was a couple of
definitely.
games where if I didn't have the right lineup, it wasn't happening. Like it's cool, I have him. I have nothing to use him on. It's like that's not gonna game prio. That's not gonna give me anything. Screw this. I'm out.
Now, what do you hope to see? Okay, now the question is like, do you think this card will get buffed, nerfed, stay the same, or do you think there there's going to be a deck where it's going to be utilized really well?
I think at the end of the day, we're going to see it stay about the same as what it is. Um, Overall, when it comes to the way it's used, um, I don't see it really changing a whole lot anytime soon.
Mm.
Especially with the fact that there's so many cards that just need to be redone from the ground up. Best example would be like Captain America. I think this would be a low priority. I think it's going to sit into a lot of the kind of fun to mess around with, the way you kind of get that negative. Definitely never going to be the best deck, but a lot of fun to play with. A lot of really interesting combos you can pull off here and there. You know, really combo heavy. So lots of fun to play with, but not exactly uh, groundbreaking.
I
So I
agree.
think
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah, I'm way with you too. I mean, the fact that it's always going to put that card to the middle too, it is predictable. If you're playing someone you think they're going to Grandmaster, you can counter that with Cosmo right in the middle. You know that's not going to get a second reveal. There's a lot of ways to combat it, and I don't really see what the benefit would be to really change anything about the card since it's already kind of. It makes sense the way it is. It's not game breaking. It's not anything more than that. I will call it. I think it's probably going to stay the way it is.
Now, with a star rating out of, let's say, 10, what would you rate the card?
I think it really depends on like what we're talking about rating. Like fun wise, man, I've had a ton of fun with this card, and I would easily give that for the fun factor 10.
Okay.
If we're talking about the actual utility or the use within a deck, I'd probably give it a 6.5. Just because you can do a lot of stuff with it, but it's never going to be in your best deck.
Hmm.
How
Yeah,
about you, Dakota?
I'm close on that one too. I'd say for fun, it's probably like an 8. It was a good time. I don't see it staying in most of my decks for very long because everyone's playing it. It makes sense to throw it out there, just do some testing for reliability and everything else. Unless you're running something that's like a Ronin deck or something like that, it's not a key player, right? So I can see that one kind of disappearing after a while. So I would give it like probably a 4 on all of it to go around. Most fun 8, 9 are up there, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. I say utility wise, it's not as great because I feel like a lot of cards are being used for purpose, right? And for you to have a card like this, where it just kind of it is a tech card, right? I feel like this card will probably get cut first over other
Mm,
cards in the same archetype because you could use, say, um, I don't know, because like there's Absorbing Man, right? And sometimes even he's cut because he's actually more versatile than Grandmaster, right? Because you actually have to move the card to the middle. You have to play the unrevealed cards on the right or the left, and then on top of that, to make it more uh, utilized, you can't play any other on reveals if you want to activate that on reveal, or else it's like a 50-50 or a 33% kind of deal, right? So I think competitive factor or utility factor, I would put him at like a 6 out of 10. And fun factor, I would say, yeah, 10 out of 10. He's a very fun card. And I don't think he's going to, I don't know. I've heard people talking about it getting a nerf, but I feel like it's not that good to get a nerf. If anything, I would probably see it going to 3 cost. But other than that, even if it remains the same, I think it is where it's supposed to be.
One thing I think is going to be interesting is as we move forward, everyone was playing with it, right? Anytime one card gets played a ton, all of the counters come out. But in a couple of weeks, when you start forgetting about that card and you're excited for the new card, I'll be interested to see what it does then, right? Because right now, everyone's expecting you to play Grandmaster. In a couple of weeks, no one's going to know. They're going to be like, hey, maybe you're going to play it, maybe you have it, maybe you don't. It might actually see a little bit of a resurgence and be very good as kind of more of a ladder surprise at that point.
mm,
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, and like you mentioned before, it is a tech card. So, um, for you to see it later on, then like later on in the weeks, I think it would be a specialized card for it to show up again.
Mm.
Definitely.
So
I'm curious to see what's coming into the next season. I know we have a couple of discard heavy cards. I could see him making a big appearance then. You know, if we're doing some crazy stuff that is going to be a benefit to do some on reveal twice. We'll see. You know, I'm curious to see what we have with Grandmaster coming up for sure.
all right. Well, the upcoming card of the week is going to be Beta Ray Bill. And I'll go ahead and pull this up as I read it. So, Beta Ray Bill is going to be a 4/6, 4 cost, 6 power. And his on reveal effect is going to be Shuffle Stormbreaker into your deck. Stormbreaker is going to read, it's going to be a 0 power, 0 cost, 1 power. And the on reveal is going to be double Beta Ray Bill's power. So how do you guys think this is gonna affect the upcoming week?
Oh, I'm pumped about it, especially because I've been working on the junk deck and just having fun with that. That already utilizes Thor. You got Thor, you got Jane. You already have that combo right there mixed in. I'm pumped to actually throw Beta in there because I threw Grandmaster in just to have a little more spice. Now I take that fool out and I put this guy in here. I'm gonna be having a good time. I'm gonna be having a little bit of Thor, a little bit of Beta, and if that doesn't work, then I got my Annihilus plan with Sentry and the Hood and everything else. So yeah, I'm very excited for this card. I've been looking forward to this ever since we started talking about it like a week ago, realizing what's about to happen and seeing how this can double. Because you know you got to think about, can I put this into stuff that might buff him? Like what if I threw some like a Koye in there? I can buff his card already and then double that. Like there's some other things that'd be fun to cook with. Change up the junk deck, change up some stuff. I'm pumped. I can't wait for Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah, you sound very excited.
I am very excited.
Hey, let's be honest. Like this next week, we are going to see so much of Beta Ray Bill and our favorite dog, Lockjaw. I mean, having that plus Thor being able to throw Lockjaw out, as well as it just fits so well straight into the whole line, right? You know, on 3 you put out uh, Thor, 4 you put out Beta Ray, 5 you straight jump straight into Jane, right? You're just going to see that Jane jaw going crazy again. And being able to just cycle those 0 powers in with some other stuff, ooh, is going to be a lot.
Yeah, I think with this card coming out, um, you're gonna see like you said, Lockjaw coming out again, and you're gonna see those decks, those roulette decks, those luck based decks, right? Like where it has a high, uh, what is it? High chance. Sorry, it's high
High risk, low
high risk,
reward. You like
yeah,
back for
well, high risk,
yeah,
high reward, right?
yeah.
Because with that coming out, then you basically have to make informed rolls. And I think
Hmm.
with that being said, I kind of want to go into also like deck trackers, right? Because with those kind of luck based decks, a deck tracker kind of helps. Like when I play on PC, it's such a different feel when you have a deck tracker. What do you guys think about deck trackers?
I'm jealous because I never get a chance to use one. I have a Mac. I'm not allowed to just bump up on that. So I would love to have the ability to do a deck tracker. I think that definitely changes the entire playing field when you can kind of get an overview of what you're fighting against. I think that's awesome to have.
Yeah, I've kind of looked into them. I haven't downloaded one yet. I haven't played enough to do that. Typically, I'm playing on my phone as I'm out and about doing all the family stuff here and there. You know, a few minutes down, get in the game. Have a minute here, have a minute there. Hey, you're waiting at the doctor's office. Man, that's one of the beauties of this game. I haven't had a tracker because I haven't played a whole lot on my computer. Uh, but you know what? As we start this up and we're going to be doing a little bit more, then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I think Beta Ray Bill, it's nice that he's coming out, especially with the theme being, what is it? Hulk World?
Yeah.
Hulk,
Planet Hulk,
Planet
baby.
Hulk. Planet Hulk.
Planet Hulk.
Yeah. I think with these cards coming out, I think it's about time, right? Because there's a lot of characters that we've known for a while now, especially with the MCU being relevant over the last 10 years because of all their amazing work there. I think these beloved characters that we've been waiting for, it's nice to see them come out.
Hmm.
Totally agree though.
So now let's go with the rating. What do you think? What's your pre-rating for this upcoming card?
I think at the end of the day, he's probably going to be uh, somewhere around a 7 or 8, depending on how things go. Him being so late into the cycle as far as that goes, being a 4/6. That Stormbreaker is going to go in a little bit later, so we'll see how quickly he comes out. I think he's going to be very, very similar to the way you see Thor used in the first place, just at a slightly higher power.
Hmm.
So I would say overall, yeah, I think he's going to be somewhere around a 7, 7.5. Nothing really game changing, but again, like I love the chaos of a roulette deck. So it'll be fun to see.
Yeah, I think for me, I can totally predict him being a Thor replacer for a good while. Instead of just adding him 2 decks that Thor's also in, I could see him just taking place. Obviously, everyone's going to want to try to do both, like myself, but I could totally see him just kind of taking that realm over. So for me, I'm thinking he's probably going to be like on the sevens. That's the scale I give him. For the fun, I can see a 10. I mean, that looks like it's going to be a good time because you already know I'm obsessed with this idea of playing. So it's going to be fun to get him out. Thor's a 3, right? He's a 3 cost, so you can throw him out. Mjolnir's going on the deck. If you have the perfect hand, you already are snapping off of like the first turn or second turn. If you got Thor at 3, Beta at 4, and then there's Jane at 5. You're like, okay, here we got a lot of power coming across the board. It's going to be pretty cool as long as you can, counteract Shang-Chi. So I think that'd be a really cool card. I'm excited. I'm putting him around the 7-ish, 7, 8. Yeah.
Okay, I could see him, yeah, being around 7, 8 ish, but for me, I would put him like at a 6. Honestly, just cause, like his effect is great. He is kind of a high power card though, right? Or high cost card. So say if you play Zabu on 2, you could play him on 3, which is great. I mean, it would have to be a Zabu eccentric deck because
Hmm.
you don't want to use Zabu just for him. But say if you
Hmm.
play Zabu at 2, you play him at 3, you play or him or Thor on 3, and then the counterpart on 4. Then, like you said, you do Jane Foster on 5. It's kind of nice to know that. Um, Actually, like it's kind of nice to know that you'll have those cards, but then at the same time, on 3, if you're not playing Thor or him, you have Lockjaw, but it's kind of like they kind of interfere with each other, right?
Hmm.
Um, I think him being a 4 kind of does help. I'm kind of like contradicting myself because Thor is a 3, Lockjaw is a 3. That means you could only play one of them, and you don't want to
Hmm.
play Thor into Lockjaw because then you'll lose your Thor. So
Yeah.
it's like you play Lockjaw on 3, then Beta Ray Bill on 4, and then Jane on 5. So it kind of gives
Yeah.
that what is it? The on curve appeal. But like I said, it is a 4 cost card. So you turn if you're not playing on Elysium, then you play it on turn 4. That means you have 2 turns, even without uh, Jane Foster, to get that Stormbreaker. So
Hmm.
it is going to be, like I said, a very roulette kind of deck. And I think it will be fun. I don't know if it will be as competitive as it could be.
I mean, kind of thinking about that whole like playing into Zabu, uh, I think it'd be really interesting. Everyone's favorite card copier, uh, Iron Lad, would be awesome for this, right? It gives you an opportunity to pull that next card anyways, kind of shortening that deck down. Even with that, to a lesser extent, you could have not Dazzler in there, Jubilee.
Okay,
Um,
yeah.
so so what you can start doing is making sure you can thin that deck out a little bit. Have some copying, for instance. You're maybe you don't have Beta Ray or you don't have Thor or even Jane Foster on turn three. You throw down that Iron Lad, get that copy, right? And then boom, Stormbreaker flows in. You know that next turn you got another one coming, another Beta Ray coming down. You throw that down. I mean, you could throw some pretty decent power out there real quick. Um, it should be interesting seeing kind of a Zabu centric deck that you can be playing out there. I mean, uh, yeah, there's some fun stuff that is all of a sudden swirling in my head.
Okay, now going into it, how many keys do you have ready to pull for this?
Got 3 right now.
And how far are you
Uh,
away from your fourth one?
I'll have to find out. Hang on now. Let me look at the source. Give me
Okay.
a second here.
Go ahead, Don.
well, I'm sitting on 4 keys right now.
Okay, so you have a guarantee.
I'm 20 away from my next key. So if this becomes a 4 keyer, well, you know what? It becomes a 4 keyer. I'm hoping that our little game that we play every Tuesday, where we just kind of all push a key at the same time, will really have a good outcome this week. Last week it took me 2 keys. I'm hoping this is my first time, first go, first out.
Yeah, that makes
Have
sense.
you not gotten a first pop yet?
Oh, I've gotten a couple. I've definitely
Okay.
gotten a couple. But it's been probably 5 cards or so since I got that first one. So I'm just like, let's get it. Let's hope.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have 110 levels before I'm able to get my next spotlight key. But
Okay.
I got almost 10,000 credits, so I can make that happen if I
Okay.
need to.
Okay. Yeah. So we
It just
actually
it's the
still
will.
yeah, we still have tomorrow to get, credits and whatnot. So
Hmm.
yeah, you should be able to
So
4 key that. But let's hope and pray that we all don't take 4 keys to get it.
That's what I'm hoping, brother. That's what I'm
uh,
hoping for. I know my luck. Normally, I have to use all of them to get the things that I really want. I was fortunate only one time to get the card, and that was with Werewolf by Night. Every other one has taken at least 2, and yeah, so hopefully I get this one. But I do have some tokens. I just don't want to spend it on this one. Did we know what the spotlight variant of this guy looks like? Is he going to be good?
It's all right. So the spotlight. Let me pull up the spotlight variant, so that you guys can see it. So this will be the spotlight variant.
Nah. Pass.
yeah, I'd say pass. I'm
Pass.
good.
Next question.
Yeah. So it's gonna be easy to not buy the card and then have to use keys to get his variant.
Exactly. Now I'm just gonna go for these tokens. They're gonna stay. They're gonna stay where they are. I'm gonna go for the spotlight. I mean, and we're gonna see if we can get that. Hopefully on the first poll. Yeah.
All right. With that being said, um, I created this thing right here. So this has most of the cards' names. I had to stop at Orca because I ran out of. Yeah, I know we talked about doing this online, but I
Hmm.
kind of like the thought of how analog this is.
Okay.
Where
Fishbowl style. I'm all about it.
I could physically see this is not all the cards. I'm missing 80 cards.
Yo.
Can you see this?
Yo,
Yeah, I'm missing 80 cards.
that is
So and it's not,
wow.
it's gonna be cool once I just got to get more post-its. But
Okay.
so this is what we're gonna do. I haven't put any of the conditions. Conditions will be next week. We'll start next week. But today I'm gonna do something different. I'll pull 2 cards for each of you. So here's how it's gonna go down. I'm gonna pull 2 cards. You guys are gonna take 5 minutes each to make the deck. So for right now, who wants to go first?
Yeah, pull them.
Okay. Oh no, I have to pull it when you guys when we know who is who.
Me first.
Okay,
Let's do this.
so Dakota will go first, and then we are going to put a 5-minute timer on screen. And if you can, Don, just like step away for 5 minutes because Dakota's gonna talk about his not right now.
Put your headphones back on, dog.
Stay. Once I say go, then you could go away. But go away for like 5 minutes. He's gonna deck build. He's gonna talk about what he thinks about the cards that he drew and his thought process in building the deck. And then likewise, I'm gonna pull for you, and then you do the same. All right.
Okay.
So
one question before we start.
Yeah. Go ahead.
One question. We're not doing autofill, right? So like you give me a card and then I build from there.
You build.
I don't do auto.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to specify because I know sometimes we'll play around and do that stuff. So that's all.
And so also Dakota, you're gonna have to. Oh wait, no, Don, you're gonna have to share your screen with me as when you guys are doing the duel. All right.
Yeah.
Do you think
you have it on that computer?
Or should we do it this way? Should I do a battle with one of you guys and then one of you guys narrates?
Yeah, for this one it might be better.
Okay, so let's do that. So I'll play,
especially considering
okay, so
my connection issue here.
You're good. So since right now, let's see, since Don's audio isn't quite to par just yet, I'll play Don, and then Dakota, you'll narrate.
That works great for me. I don't feel like being super. Let's do this.
All right.
Gang, baby.
So, Don, if you could step away for 5 minutes, I'm gonna draw my 2, and then I'll show the pod. I'll read it out loud, and then I'll go into my thought process about deck building and whatnot. All right. So go ahead and step away for 5 minutes, and then come back.
All right. I'll see you back at 9:56.
All right. So my
46.
So my first card is going to be, if I could get one. Oh shit. All right. First card is
Gamora, baby.
All right. Second card is.
Are we going with a Guardians deck? What is this gonna be, bro?
I'm trying to like. Second card is
Beast. Oh.
Okay. Actually,
all right.
Since I'm gonna know Don's, I should show him mine too. So just we'll tell him Gamora and Beast. All right. So I'm gonna go into my deck edit real quick. I have 5 minutes to do this. So.
All right. Did you already set the timer?
It's 46, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to add Gamora.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then we'll add Beast. So this is already looking kind of like a bounce deck.
Mm-hmm.
So since it's Beast, I'm going to go ahead and add Falcon.
Yeah, buddy.
And then...
Rocket, dude. Just go with that Guardians build. Come on.
Yeah, let's see. Let's go Guardians. Yeah, you're right. Wait, there's no tag for Guardians.
You just Rocket.
Just Rocket.
Just
okay,
Rocket only.
See.
No, just kidding.
Jeez, Gamora. you know what? I'm gonna go. Daredevil.
Oh, okay. Some
Be-
prediction. I like
yeah,
that.
and then I'm gonna go. Because we're doing Daredevil, I'm gonna go Prof. I'm gonna go
Oh, okay.
Prof.
Control.
Yeah,
My man's getting wild out here.
it's kind of funny because it's like a bounce control. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then with that being said, since we're doing Falcon, I want to play some one costs.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go ahead and go with Kitty.
Okay, I
Maybe
like that.
that's a maybe. We're gonna go. Let's see. Let's go with let's go with Rocket. We'll add Rocket in there, and then let's
Yeah,
go with
buddy.
what's his name? Hawkeye.
Star. Oh, Hawkeye. Okay.
Yeah, where's Hawkeye at? You know, probably with the H's. He's a 1-2, right? He's a 1-2, and he starts with an H. Am I missing him? Oh, he's a 1-1. That's right. Okay, and then I'll go
There
with
you go.
Forge.
A little extra beef up. Okay. Okay.
This is way too many ones. So then I'll
Yeah,
go
you
with
can.
Bishop. Add Bishop.
Okay.
And then got two more cards. Gamora. 1, 2, 3.
Do you want something to beef your ones?
You know, I'm gonna go really out there and gonna add Angela.
There we go. We're almost zooing it up in here, bro. You wild.
I'm gonna no, I don't want to take out Kitty. Now that I have Angela, I want to keep Kitty there. And then let's see. I have it's already time.
One more card, and then he can come back. I'll text him.
Ooh, let's just add a Quake for okay.
Are you? Oh, you wild. Okay, I'll text him and come back right now.
Okay, go ahead. Is he back?
I texted him right now.
Okay. I'll let him know the cards I drew. That way, because I have to draw his cards too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys both know at least that's going on.
Yeah. But he doesn't know what kind of deck it up. All right. You there, Don? You back?
I'm back.
Okay. So
All right.
Since I have to draw your cards, I'm gonna also let you know the cards that I drew. So the two cards that I got were Beast and Gamora.
Beast and Gamora.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw yours. So your first card will be. If I could just piece it. Electra.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
So that's your first one.
Yo.
And then your second one will be.
Strong guy.
Well, I didn't get to the S's. I stopped at Orca. So,
Oh, okay. We didn't get that far.
yeah. So your second one will be. Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Teenage Warhead. Yippee-ki-yay, baby.
So Kaden wrote this one. She put liar head. I don't know why.
Did you not write those?
No. Kaden did it for me. She was like, "Can I do it?" I was like, "Okay, cool." I don't know why it says liar head. So you have Negasonic and Electra. So I'll go ahead and
All right.
leave you guys for about 5 minutes so you guys can talk. You can text me when he's done.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you won't see his screen, but if you guys just talk it through, then that would help. So I'll be
Let's
back in
do it.
about when you guys text me.
Okay, I'll text because I'll be Mr. Narrator. Get out of here, Mark. All right, Don, let's get down to business.
Oh man, so many places to go with this. Now, my natural thought, obviously, is going to be Pure Destroy, right? You know, you
Okay.
have the two Destroy cards that are sitting in there.
Mhm.
You have your Electra, who is going to destroy one of their cards. Also,
Mhm.
Negasonic.
Exactly.
Another way I can definitely play into this would be maybe go with more of a Silver Surfer. Now, Electra definitely does not help me with that, but
Mm-mm.
between Negasonic and Sarah Surfer, I think I could definitely build something out that will be damaging and
Okay,
fun.
let's go through
So
it. I like it.
I think I'm gonna go Surfer. Um,
Okay.
I'm not sure he's 100% going to be jumping straight into that. So let's throw Surfer in there to start out with.
Okay.
Uh, hmm. And we definitely want Sarah in there. So those are going to be kind of the chunk pieces of that deck that I put together.
Right
Those
off
are
the
going to
rip.
be two biggest runs here.
Mhm.
Let me just slowly but surely, as I ruin all the audio for this whole thing. Um, okay, where is my? I'm feeling it like you guys.
You're doing fine.
Uh, okay, Sarah.
So with your threes, are you thinking like going the Guardian route? Are you thinking doing a little differently? You want to have some higher cost cards in there? You want to roll with like a classic Absorbing Man, a little bit of Brood, a little Goliath action here too? Like, what's your thoughts?
You know, I think I'm gonna go more of like a Sebastian deck with a
Okay.
little bit of absorbing man.
Okay, I like
Um,
that.
so I want to get a little bit of that extra oomph in there,
Hmm.
especially if I could Silver Surfer and absorbing man that last because I'd be if I get my Sarah down, I can get both of those going. I
Oh
can
yeah.
really ramp up a Sebastian. And then I'm thinking,
Thinking
definitely
some
going to throw
American
a Brood in there,
Chavez, Okoye.
right?
Okay. All
Get a
right.
little Brood, get a little Forge going,
Mm-hmm.
Okoye, Nakia.
Bam.
We're already trying to kind of destroy some of his cards. If he's going with let's see, if he
He's got
has
Gamora and Beast.
Gamora and Beast, Beast means he's probably going to bounce some stuff there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I think I'm going to throw in there, I think I'm going to throw a Killmonger in there, just to see if we can get a little bit of destroying some of his little bounce action going on.
I like that. Especially that would synergize really well with Electra. If you say you hit one quick, but then he throws something out, maybe bounces back, you can hit him with that Killmonger last play if you wanted to. Him and Silver Surfer together after you've already done some of that there Sarah action would be a pretty sneaky little move.
And then I think the last card I'm going to throw in there, I think I'm going to. That's a real question. What's the last one that we're going to throw in? So I have several threes. We're going to get Brood in there, just kind of eat up some space. And
Okay.
then, you know what? We're going with a little bit of a destruction theme in the first place. So why don't we throw a
Mhm.
little Gladiator in there? Get a
There we
little
go.
bump and a little power on
Yeah, buddy. That
the
synergizes
field.
beautifully. Okay.
All
I like
right.
that.
So I think I got my deck put together here.
All right,
Let
then
me
I'll go
go
ahead and
ahead.
text Mark. That's beautiful.
Let's see. Yep. The most important part of deck building is the avatar and what it says right up underneath that little piece.
Okay. I'm excited.
All right, I'm back. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the verses of Dawn versus me.
I'm just going to play this with my eyes closed. That's about as good as I am anyway, so who knows?
Yeah, how do we do this?
Go ahead and give me
So
the code when you're ready, Dawn.
The code is 1974 2.
All right. So go ahead and narrate. Just don't say what's. Oops, I have a deck tracker. Hold on. Wait, you're not looking on
I'll
screen,
look
right,
on.
Don?
What's he what?
He's not looking on screen.
No, I'm looking now.
Okay. 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 All right. All right. As long as okay, I'll stop sharing my.
He looked.
No, no, I won't look up.
Okay, you want to look up? Okay. Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
I
Yeah,
won't look
yeah.
up.
I can't. Okay, yeah, yeah. So because Dakota has to narrate, so just narrate the cards that we're playing. Okay.
All right, you're not gonna see anything about who's placing what. I got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So once we both end
Once
turns.
it's ended and the turn
Yeah.
happens, I'll narrate.
Yeah.
All right, we're starting off with some wild Kitty Pride action here. This mother trucker for sure is gonna be bouncing some stuff. I already have a bad feeling about this. Okay. I already hate our locations.
Oh yeah. So make sure you state locations, and that way people that are just listening they can.
Hmm. Gladly. So we got Vibranium Mines on the left. The middle is Asteroid M, which of course moves anything that's 3 or 4 cost. And we got Hellfire Club on the right, which doesn't let you put anything that costs 1 on the location. So we are bumping this. Let's see what we got. End of turn 3. So far, now we have Forge and Bishop on the board on Mark's side. Nakia has now been played on Hellfire. Oh my gosh, it's moved over from Asteroid M. This is happening, people. So we know we're going to be limited on these plays because Vibranium Mine is something that, depending on your deck, we're going to have some problems. You don't really want to fill that bad boy up. So I'm really curious to see what Don and Mark is going to do over here. We're also really limited too with Hellfire Club being on the very right because depending on what your deck is, you might not be able to put a lot of things out there. We know that Forge and Bishop is out, so I'm curious to see what kind of plays we're dealing with. So this is crazy. We are burning down turn 4 here. Let's see what DarkHelmit and ggMarcLee have going on. All right. Okay, so we got Brood now on DarkHelmet's side along with Nakia on the middle. Ooh, we got Angela and Hawkeye and Kitty Pride. Okay, we're boosting up this bishop pretty well. This is exciting to see here. That kitty is going to be pretty big towards this next couple turns here. Right now we're holding Prio. I cannot see exactly who. It should be Don is holding Prio right now. It's got a higher cost. It's 12, 12, 5, 5, 0 on far right so far. All right, Absorbing Man. So we're going to go ahead, Don threw down Absorbing Man, right on to Brood. That lane's filled, so it's not going to move. Ooh, Electron to Hawkeye. Bye-bye, baby. That guy's gone. Okay, all right, let's see what we got going on here. Ooh, Vibranium. See, now, if only he had that beforehand, Electro wouldn't have done stuff. Okay, Falcon is moving everything back. We've been bouncing. We have now a 6 cost Angela on the far left. 7 cost Bishop and Falcon for Mark's side. Electro holding down the fort on Vibranium Mines. We got a 12 cost Broodlings with Nakia in the middle, and this beautiful Absorbing Man action on the far right with Hellfire Club. 15 across board. Don is holding Prio, and we got a snap on the board. 4 cubes at stake here. Ending final turn. Let's see who's got this. All right, Sebastian Shaw coming out on the left with, ooh, yeah, buddy, Silver Surfer coming in with some extra power. Oh my gosh, this is getting out of hand. Let's see what we got here, the final end here. That's a pretty impressive kitty. And we got that. Still got nothing on DarkHelmit. All right, first round goes to Don. Let's go. With a 4-cuber right off the rip. Woo, things are getting crazy up in here. Cool thing about this too is you're able to kind of start to see what we're playing here. So we know now Don is running a solid surfer deck, as well as Mark is running a really good looking bounce style deck. So this is kind of interesting here. Heavily using some one costs, which is good to know. All right. We got Mirror Dimension far left. Nora Dimension on the middle. Koye coming out on Don's side, beefing up those cards, and Angela on the middle. All right. Running into some solid starts right now. We're getting some power on anything coming out is going to be beefing everything up. So it's really exciting to see. Ooh, we got Murder World on far right. That's annoying. All right, Gladiator on middle. Nor. Okay, cool. Let's see what we got going on here. Ooh, Daredevil goes down. Okay, Bishop on left for Mark, and we got a Jin. A little extra pow looking good, and another Jin to the hand. Angela's getting beefed up. All right, all right. Don still is holding Prio at this point. Oh, okay. Now we got 2 Jin possibilities on the board. It's all going to come down to really like what's the next move? Are we going to are we brooding? What are we doing here? Are we going to be trying to build up our bishop? There's a lot of moves that these guys are probably thinking through their heads, so it's exciting to see what we got here. All right, we got Brood out on far right, Rocket middle on Mark's side. Nothing was played there, but Angela continues to grow, and that gets returned to the hand with Beast. Ooh, he also took the Jin back, so that's pretty good for him if he needs to throw out some extra power. And another play. We got extra power on the far right, along with Kitty Pryde returning to hand. But Kitty will not be returning to hand because that hand is full from the Beast play, along with throwing it on that mirror dimension, or the Nor dimension. So on the plus side, Don knows what he's working with because he's already seen most of the cards. So now it's going to come down to just what play is what. Which lane are we going to go across to try to feed on the opposite side? Are we going to building, are we buffing? Are we trying to dodge power? Super high stakes here. We're on turn 5, ladies and gentlemen. So far, no one snapped. All right. Okay, Absorbing Man middle on DarkHelmit. We're going to be building up our Brood lane. So that lane is completely packed in, but that's a 23, and nothing's unachievable, nothing really to bring it down. So that's going to be hard to take over. Got to forge into a Gen on left side. So we're building up our Gen for some reason. Extra power across. All right. Mark did plan that pretty well. We got a stronger rocket right down middle. Angela's getting beefed up. Ooh, a Quake play. We got some movement over here. Okay, so now we have a Gen possibility for both sides, which is exciting. And we have a bounce style back from Falcon. So now his hand is completely full on this side once again. Holding some solid power on Don's side. 23 in the middle lane is really good security. The fact that Bishop's not on that side is pretty good looking move on that side. So I'm excited for Don. Looks like he's holding this down pretty well. Excited to see what the play is going to be on Mark's side here. I keep saying side a lot. I'm going to say it one more time for good measure. Side. It's going to come down to like who's got the confidence right now. I mean, me myself, I would have snapped on turn 1 because that's who I am, you know. But these guys are much better players than I am. I don't really get to infinite every season, so you know there's a difference there. It all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really curious to see what we got going on from Don's side. A lot of patience going in there. I can tell by that forehead vein. He is really thinking this one through. Oh my gosh, he didn't see that coming, did he? No, he did not. Don't look at me like that. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Back in business. We already got the sewer system, which everyone knows is -1 power on 80 card played. Bogus start on our locations. Okay, Don holds back, just floating this power. We got Hawkeye down. So you know he's going to be putting some out there just to build that bad boy up. Oscorp Tower on the middle. Nobody wants to play on that unless you're running something like a negative power, which we haven't seen yet, so I'm assuming that's not going to be played. Oh my gosh. Down goes with Hawkeye. Don has played Elektra, and now we are tied with power 1-1 with Daredevil against Elektra. New location is going to be Quantum Tunnel, which, as you know, once you play something there, it gets swapped out with a card in your deck. Okay, we got some mobility going on here. Oh, that was a smart move. Okay, so Quantum Realm has been moved by Quake on Mark's side. Oscorp Tower now is holding Nakia, which will be coming back over to Mark's side. We got 3-1 and 3 location right now for Mark is holding. Only thing so far now played down on Don's side is just Elektra because Nakia has been obtained by Oscorp Tower. We got Forge working its way into Angela, which is going to be beefed up by Kitty Pryde. Gladiator is played down by Dawn. However, that lane is full and will not be taking its on-reveal effect. Now, we do have Daredevil in effect, so we're going to be able to see what Dawn's planning. Currently, we are running at 9-0-0 right now on Dawn's side and 7-1-3 on Mark's. Mark is holding Prio. Okay, so let's see what he's going to be putting down from there. All right. Because Dahan got to play over at Oscorp Tower, Mark was available to see that play, so he predicted it, of course, with Rocket, which gives him a little extra power. So now we're rolling at a 3-4 over here on the far right side with 7 power. He also beefed up his Angela a little bit, which is nice. It's coming down to final turn. We're rocking 8-1-7. Mark has the prio. 9-4 right now. And we got a snap. Final turn going to be taking some power away. So it comes down to this play, gentlemen. How confident are you? Oh, we got a snap back, ladies and gentlemen. Final taking 5 cubes. It all comes down to this. Gamora play by Mark. Hitting this up on 20 to the left. Sebastian Shaw. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Killmonger through the middle. Switched out with Forge, which is going to beef up Brood. Completely taking ggMarcLee out. That gives us 14-1 and 19. DarkHelmit took down the champ. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
I had no chance.
That was insane. That was insane.
Yo, that was crazy. I knew I was going to have trouble right when the first card that you drew was Elektra. But the second card was... What was your second card? Oh, Negasonic.
So
Yeah, that's right.
Megasonic,
So
yeah.
that allowed you to go with the surfer deck. That was insane. So
That was wild.
The
yeah,
simple,
go ahead.
the, the simple fact that Electra got as many kills and took as many points off your table, I'm actually just shocked about. Like I thought that was a dead card when you drew it.
Well,
So
I think because I drew Beast and what is it? Gamora. I went with a bounce package, so I went Falcon. So I was like, I gotta run ones if I'm gonna go Falcon. But I think once you got Electra, I was like, okay, well, I have to try and play around it. But when I had the ones, you already had the Electra. It's like, so I thought I could bluff snap, but no. The actually I didn't bluff snap because I wasn't expecting the Killmonger at the very end. I was like, ugh, that was a good play.
That was
and that was the
magical.
one card I hadn't pulled until that very game. It's like there he is.
That was a good one. So
I was super pumped to see that one. That was
yeah.
awesome.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Um, thank you, Bok Choy, aka Dakota. Thank you, Don, aka DarkHelmit. Kind of like reverse those. But I appreciate you guys joining us for the first episode, and on the second episode, we'll go ahead and do about the same thing. But of course, we'll talk about the upcoming season because the season does end after next week, right?
Hmm.
So we'll go
Yep.
ahead and talk about the upcoming cards that are going to be coming in. What is it, February? And we'll go ahead and
Hmm.
go into that. So, any last words you guys have?
I got
Thanks
nothing else
for
to say. Yeah, thank you
thanks
guys
for listening.
for getting this going. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Don.
Thanks
We're
for listening. We really appreciate it. This is going to be a fun journey. This is the first step out the door, and we just look forward to where the path takes us down as we get better and better. One, not talking over each other, but two, just having a good time, bringing you into kind of a lot of what gets us through our days. So we appreciate anyone who's listening.
all right. So we will see you guys on the next episode.
All
Have a
right.
good night.
All right.
Abito say bye bye.